The worst final popularity rating ever for a First Lady belongs to Melania Trump. Melania's time in the White House was arguably more fractious than her exit might suggest. Her famous jacket debacle, where she wore a Zara coat reading, "I really don't care, do you?" had Trump himself, along with the rest of the nation, both confused and angry. By all accounts, Melania didn't want to be in the White House. She stalled considerably when Trump was first elected, staying in New York with their son, Barron Trump, and allegedly wants nothing to do with a potential presidential run in 2024. Amidst all these controversies, it's hardly surprising that Melania has found herself in disfavor with several celebrities. Here are the celebs who can't stand Melania Trump. Chrissy Teigen takes Melania Trump to task over Be Best. Given Chrissy Teigen's well-known presence on Twitter and her boldness in speaking her mind, it comes as no surprise that she had some choice words for Melania Trump, often dubbed the unofficial mayor of Twitter. Melania, during her time as First Lady, launched the Be Best campaign, an initiative focused on combating cyberbullying among children, as stated in the White House archives. The campaign aimed to emphasize three main pillars: well-being, online safety, and opioid abuse, demonstrating a commitment to addressing some significant societal issues. However, Teigen was critical of the campaign's impact. On March 17, 2020, amid the global coronavirus pandemic, she took to Twitter to express her skepticism. Has Melania even thought about doing something with her Be Best during these times? I see regular awesome people on my timeline all day doing all they can to make people happy, and this wifebot is working on whatever a tennis gazebo is, Teigen tweeted, highlighting a perceived disparity between public efforts and Melania's actions. But Teigen's critique didn't end there. She further commented on Melania's public appearances, tweeting, "All I have seen this bot do is gently touch Christmas ornaments in a cape and stare in a cape and pat statues in a different cape and then change her cape into a rude jacket," followed by an expletive. These sharp remarks left many wondering about Melania's reaction to such blunt criticism. Despite her critical stance, Teigen did acknowledge Melania's fashion sense towards the end of Donald Trump's presidency. On January 21, 2021, she gave a nod to Melania's style in a tweet reported by the Daily Mail. Melania killed the White House fashion game, suggesting that while Teigen may not have agreed with Melania's political or social initiatives, she could appreciate her sense of style. Lady Gaga calls Melania Trump's campaign hypocritical. The role of the First Lady traditionally involves championing a personal cause, and for Melania Trump, this materialized as the Be Best initiative. As highlighted by the New York Times, Melania not only coined the name herself but also focused the campaign primarily on combating online bullying, alongside addressing other challenges faced by the younger generations. Interestingly, Donald Trump, known for his own contentious use of Twitter, advised against this campaign, foreseeing the potential for criticism given his online behavior. In a sense, his self-awareness of his own social media controversies added an intriguing dynamic to Melania's initiative. This foresight proved to be accurate, as evidenced by reactions from high-profile figures like Lady Gaga. On November 6, 2016, the renowned singer-songwriter pointed out the apparent contradiction on Twitter. Melania Trump: "To say you will stand for anti-bullying is hypocrisy. Your husband is one of the most notorious bullies we have ever witnessed." This tweet sparked a debate, with some accusing Gaga of engaging in the same bullying behavior she condemned. One response directly called out Gaga's criticism as bullying, while another labeled it hypocritical. Beyond celebrity criticisms, the Be Best campaign encountered other hurdles. Many of the initiative's proposed ideas struggled to materialize, particularly noticeable in its second year when more tangible results were anticipated. Despite these challenges, it's important to note that Gaga's critique was more a reflection of her views on Donald Trump's behavior than a direct commentary on Melania or the essence of her Be Best campaign. Joy Behar feels sorry for Melania Trump. Joy Behar, known for her role as a co-host on The View, made an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers on June 28, 2017. During her visit, she shared her insights and opinions about Donald and Melania Trump. Behar has had a long history with Donald Trump, recalling his multiple appearances on The View. One particular episode that stood out to Behar involved Trump and his daughter, Ivanka. In a moment that has since gained notoriety, Trump commented on Ivanka in a way that raised eyebrows. "I've said, if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her." The conversation then shifted towards Melania Trump, eliciting a sympathetic remark from Behar. "I feel sorry for her." Behar humorously speculated about the nature of Melania's relationship with Donald, suggesting that Melania's reluctance to join him in the White House was indicative of their personal dynamics. "She had to sleep with him once, at least once she did, and then when she was in New York and we had to pay $1 million a day to keep her here just because she doesn't want to sleep with him, we have to pay for that. I didn't like that," Behar commented. Seth Meyers, joining in the conversation with his signature wit, added, "I don't want to sleep with him, but nobody gives me any extra money." This exchange was a humorous reference to the substantial costs incurred by taxpayers due to Melania's delayed move from New York City to the White House. As reported by People, Melania's decision to stay in New York initially was primarily to allow their son, Barron, to finish his school year. However, this arrangement necessitated enhanced security measures in New York, resulting in significant expenses. Bette Midler calls Melania Trump an illegal alien. Bette Midler faced significant criticism following her tweets about Melania Trump after the First Lady's speech at the Rose Garden for the Republican National Committee on August 25, 2020. Midler's approach to critique involved a combination of political commentary and personal jabs, particularly targeting Melania's White House Be Best initiative and her linguistic skills. Midler's tweet, "She can speak several words in a few languages. Get that illegal alien off the stage," was followed by another, "Oh God, she still can't speak English," both aiming to mock Melania's accent and multilingual abilities. However, Midler's attempt at humor did not sit well with many. The backlash was swift and widespread, with critics arguing that political disagreements should not extend to ridiculing someone's accent or language proficiency. A Twitter user highlighted Melania's linguistic skills, pointing out, "How many languages do you speak, Bette?" "Melania, Slovenian, English, French, Italian, and German." Others questioned the appropriateness of mocking an immigrant First Lady of the United States for her accent. The response to Midler's tweets also brought forth personal stories and experiences related to immigration and language learning. One individual shared, "Bette, comment really uncalled for. My grandparents immigrated to the U.S. They worked hard and became American citizens. They learned English, and they spoke with a broken English accent. I was always very proud of my grandparents. You've just insulted a whole demographic of people." Furthermore, several Twitter users noted that they had no trouble understanding Melania's speech, questioning the necessity of Midler's mockery. Stephen Colbert says Melania Trump's message wasn't hidden. Stephen Colbert, known for his sharp wit on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, didn't hold back his opinions on Melania Trump's controversial jacket choice during her official visit to Texas. The First Lady's visit, aimed at showing support for detained children, was overshadowed in the media by her fashion choice, a jacket with the phrase, "I really don't care, do you?" emblazoned on the back. Colbert, addressing this on his show, expressed disbelief at the choice. "We thought, this has to be fake," he commented. The response from Stephanie Grisham, then White House press secretary, was that the First Lady's clothing choices were her own and that there was no hidden message behind them. Colbert, however, seized the opportunity to make a pointed remark. "Right, it's definitely not hidden." He then humorously speculated, "And I'm going to guess this is one message she did not steal from Michelle Obama." This quip was a reference to the controversy in June 2016, when Melania's speech at the Republican National Convention bore a striking resemblance to a speech given by Michelle Obama in 2008. Despite denials of plagiarism from Melania's team, the incident remained a notable moment in political discourse. Colbert's comment suggested that perhaps Melania could have taken some cues from Michelle Obama in terms of choosing her wardrobe for significant public appearances, especially given the sensitive nature of her visit to Texas. Jimmy Fallon brought Melania Trump into a Twitter feud. Jimmy Fallon's interaction with Donald Trump on The Tonight Show stirred quite a reaction, particularly following the now famous segment where Fallon playfully tousled Trump's hair on live television. This lighthearted moment sparked controversy, with many viewers expressing disappointment at Fallon for not addressing more serious, pressing issues during Trump's appearance. Trump, who was later banned from Twitter, didn't hesitate to comment on the situation on the platform. He tweeted, criticizing Fallon for expressing regret over the hair-tousling incident, which some said humanized Trump during a critical period. He called and said, "Monster ratings. Be a man, Jimmy," Trump wrote. In response, Fallon used his platform to address Trump's tweet head-on. During his show, he said, "As you may have heard, last night the President of the United States went after me on Twitter. So Melania, if you're watching, I don't think your anti-bullying campaign is working." Fallon's comment pointedly referenced Melania Trump's Be Best campaign, which focuses on several issues, including cyberbullying. Melania's personal interest in this campaign, as she revealed in an interview with ABC News, stemmed partly from her own experiences. "I could say that I'm the most bullied person in the world," she stated, emphasizing the severity of the criticism she faced. One of them, "If you really see what people are saying about me." This backdrop makes Fallon's reference to Melania's campaign particularly poignant. While he used the opportunity to highlight a perceived irony in the First Lady's anti-bullying efforts against the backdrop of Trump's Twitter behavior, it's important to note the distinction between her individual experiences and her husband's actions. Jane Lynch questions Melania Trump's staff. American actor Jane Lynch expressed her disapproval of Melania Trump's choice to wear a jacket with the phrase, "I really don't care, do you?" during an official visit. Lynch took to Twitter on June 21, 2018, to voice her concerns. Is FLOTUS so unfamiliar with English that she doesn't know what the back of her jacket today says? That her initiative, Be Best, is grammatically incorrect? Is there no one on her staff to help her with these things? She questioned. This tweet struck a chord with others, with one user responding, "As for someone who is a spouse to a world leader, she should know better than to use her platform in this manner," echoing Lynch's sentiment. This incident highlighted a broader theme in Melania's tenure as First Lady, particularly regarding the size of her staff compared to her predecessors. For example, during Michelle Obama's time as First Lady, her staff's annual salaries amounted to about $124 million. In contrast, Melania's significantly smaller team had combined salaries totaling around $486,700. While some right-leaning media outlets praised this as a cost-effective approach, it did raise questions about the adequacy of support for her role and initiatives. Melania's Be Best campaign, focused on well-being, online safety, and opioid abuse, faced challenges in gaining momentum, and the limited size of her staff might have been a contributing factor. The controversy surrounding her jacket choice also brought into question the lack of advisory support. Critics wondered why there weren't more voices to guide her on these public relations matters. However, it's worth noting that if Melania had desired a larger staff, she likely had the option to request it. Dan Savage went after Melania Trump. Dan Savage, a well-known author and media personality, made it abundantly clear that he harbors a strong dislike for Melania Trump, and he expressed this sentiment boldly on his podcast, Savage Love. Savage declared, God knows there's enough hate in the world and I don't want to add to the sum total, but forgive me. I have got to get this off my chest. I hate Melania Trump. What distinguishes Savage's commentary from other celebrities is its focus solely on Melania, independent of her husband, Donald Trump. I'm not alone in loathing Donald Trump's third wife. She's married to a misogynist after all, he said, suggesting that her marriage might reflect poorly on her own character. Odds are good her husband hates her too. Savage further delved into the public's perception of Melania, suggesting that her physical appearance might have garnered her some undue sympathy. He observed that some left-leaning individuals don't share his disdain, but instead view her as a sympathetic figure, akin to a pretty princess in the tower locked up by the orange ogre with the bad comb-over. They see her as sending out distress signals in public appearances. However, Savage emphasized that this narrative overlooks Melania's autonomy and agency, portraying her as a victim rather than acknowledging her as a fully capable individual. In addition to his podcast comments, Savage's views on Melania have been evident on social media as well. In a 2016 tweet, he took a jab at her personal achievements, saying, "Let's not think too hard about the work Melania Trump has done to realize her dreams." Helen Mirren hoped Melania Trump would fix things. Helen Mirren, the esteemed actress, didn't shy away from sharing her opinions on Melania Trump's role as First Lady. In an interview with Allure, Mirren reflected on Donald Trump's presidency, remarking that with Trump, the public essentially got what was expected. She described him as someone who just said and did whatever it took to get what he desired, pointing out a disturbing lack of moral and conscientious considerations in his actions. Mirren also expressed her disappointment with the Republican Party's initial perception of Trump. She mused that they seemed to believe he was a secret New Yorkie-type liberal, possibly open to progressive ideas like marriage equality. However, the reality of his presidency turned out to be quite different, and Mirren likened the shock and sensational nature of it to the fascination people have with horror films. There is a sort of mesmerizing horror. It's why we love horror films. When it came to Melania Trump, Mirren had specific thoughts. She pointed out that Melania held a significant position of power, one that could have been used to influence or even challenge her husband. Mirren recalled the widely reported incident when Melania appeared to slap away Donald Trump's hand as they landed in Tel Aviv, Israel. This gesture was interpreted by many as a sign of Melania's personal feelings and potential influence. Mirren, drawing on her Eastern European roots, added, "I'm Eastern European, you know. We've got these dark souls." Mirren's perspective implies that Melania, with her powerful position and personal background, had the potential to make significant interventions or statements during her tenure as First Lady. The fact that these moments were limited to symbolic gestures like the hand slap, according to Mirren, could indicate that Melania was more in alignment with her husband's policies than some might have hoped or expected. Kathy Griffin calls out Melania Trump after her shocking photo. Kathy Griffin's career took a tumultuous turn following the controversy over a photo she shared in 2017, featuring herself holding what appeared to be the severed head of Donald Trump, covered in ketchup. The photo, taken by photographer Tyler Shields, as reported by the Los Angeles Times, sparked immediate and widespread backlash. Griffin explained her choice of the ketchup as a makeshift prop, quipping to CBS News, "Well, I didn't have any fake blood. I usually don't stock it." However, the humor did not translate well, and the image was met with significant criticism, including from Trump himself, who tweeted, "Kathy Griffin should be ashamed of herself. My children, especially my 11-year-old son Barron, are having a hard time with this. Sick." The fallout from the incident was severe for Griffin. She faced a backlash that led to the loss of several professional opportunities and gigs, causing her tour to stall and bringing her career to a standstill despite her subsequent apology. The criticism wasn't limited to Trump. Melania Trump also issued a statement condemning the photo. Melania expressed her disturbance. As a mother, a wife, and a human being, that photo is very disturbing. When you consider some of the atrocities happening in the world today, a photo opportunity like this is simply wrong and makes you wonder about the mental health of the person who did it. Later in 2017, when Griffin was interviewed by Extra, she was asked about her thoughts on Melania Trump. Griffin's response was characteristically direct and unapologetic. She questioned the overall stability of the Trump administration, saying, "I think there's a lot of people in this administration that seem like super nuts, and I think it's weird that you guys or anybody's acting like they're not." Chelsea Handler has a burning question for Melania Trump. Chelsea Handler, known for her straightforward and often controversial approach, has been vocal about her disapproval of the Trump family, including Melania Trump. Handler, like many other celebrities, didn't hold back her thoughts on Melania's choice to wear a jacket with the phrase, "I really don't care, do you?" during a visit to the border. Handler took to Twitter to express her views, saying, "The hypocrisy of FLOTUS going down to the border to speak broken English to our refugees in that dumb jacket is a little hard to swallow. For all the Trump supporters who defend her by saying she speaks 5 languages, English isn't one of them." However, Handler's comments regarding Melania's English-speaking abilities drew criticism. Time magazine noted that some people perceived her remarks as anti-immigrant and unnecessarily harsh, particularly since they targeted personal characteristics rather than political actions or policies. The criticism suggested that such comments were inappropriate and unrelated to Melania's role as First Lady. Despite the backlash, Handler continued to express her opinions about Melania. In an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on November 30th, 2020, host Andy Cohen asked Handler what she would want to ask Ivanka Trump and Melania. Handler responded with her typical candor, saying, "I just want to shake them. I want to shake sense into them." She elaborated, "If I had to ask them anything, I would ask them to please try and imagine what it's like to stand up for women." This statement reflected Handler's ongoing frustration with the Trump administration's approach to women's issues and her desire to see more advocacy for women from Melania and Ivanka. Busy Phillips shot back with her own T-shirt. Busy Phillips, an actress known for her outspoken nature, took a strong stand against Melania Trump's choice of wearing a Zara jacket with the phrase, "I really don't care, do you?" during a trip focused on the issue of children being held at the border in Texas. On June 21st, 2018, Phillips took to Instagram to express her dissent. She created and displayed a T-shirt with the message, "I care, do you?" as a direct response to Melania's jacket. In her Instagram post, Phillips didn't just show off her T-shirt. She also shared a heartfelt caption. "I made a shirt because I do care deeply. I hope you do too. Not caring is super lame. Once you're past the age of, say 12, go to familiesbelongtogether.org to learn more about how you can help in this humanitarian crisis happening right now in our country." She emphasized the importance of caring and being involved, especially in light of the ongoing humanitarian issues. Additionally, Phillips encouraged her followers to be active in the upcoming elections, adding, "And show up November 6th, with hashtags like End Family Separation and Families Belong Together to further underline her stance." Phillips continued her critique of Melania on Twitter the same day. She tweeted, "Also, F the message that not caring is somehow cool or on trend. I care so much and so deeply about so many things, sometimes it physically hurts. That's what it means to be an empathetic human." This tweet resonated with many, sparking a conversation about empathy, caring, and the responsibilities of public figures like the First Lady. The public's reaction to Phillips' message was largely supportive, with many sharing her bafflement over why Melania, usually seen in high-end fashion, chose to wear a $39 jacket with such a controversial message at a critical time. Patricia Arquette has been openly critical of Donald Trump's tenure as president, expressing her concerns about the impact on American democracy. In an interview with The Guardian, Arquette shared her dismay, saying, "It's shocking how much destruction to the democracy Trump was capable of doing in such a little time. I just feel like we're in the middle of a never-ending emergency triage in America." She contrasted this with her preference for a calm personal life, stating, "I like a low-drama lifestyle. I like drama in my work and on screen, but I don't care for it in real life. I feel like my life is very drama-free." Arquette's criticism wasn't limited to Donald Trump. She also directed her attention to Melania Trump, particularly regarding the First Lady's controversial choice of jacket. On June 21, 2018, Arquette took to Twitter to voice her opinion on the matter. Melania Trump attempts her fashion spin on "Let them eat cake. Meanwhile, toddlers are locked in cages," she wrote, alluding to the historical phrase attributed to Marie Antoinette and comparing it to Melania's jacket in the context of the border crisis. Arquette added, "This administration is a who's who of classless bottom dwellers." She didn't stop there, soon after tweeting, "Melania Trump just won worst dressed for the century." Melania Trump later addressed the controversy surrounding her jacket in an interview with ABC News. She clarified, "I didn't wear the jacket for the children. I wore it for the people and for the left-wing media who are criticizing me, and I want to show them that I don't care." This statement provided some context to her controversial fashion choice, indicating it was a response to her critics rather than a message to the children affected by the border policies. What are your thoughts on Melania Trump? Do you believe celebrities should be more cautious with their words, or is their candidness a necessary part of the dialogue? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content like this. Until next time, bye.